All right, guys. So our unit this week in ELA is about firsthand versus secondhand accounts. What is a firsthand account? A firsthand account is written by the author and it's based off of his or her experiences. So what that means is the author, the person that wrote it, is who it's about. So some clue words and pronouns that we look for in these type of texts are I, me, and we. If you see I, me, and we, most likely the author wrote the story about themselves in this first person account. This is similar to when we did our point of view unit. We have first person point of view, second person, third person limited, and third person omniscient. So this is similar to first person point of view. When we think of firsthand accounts, we think of things like diaries, autobiographies, and letters. All three of these types of texts are texts that are written by the author about the author. So, firsthand account by the author about the author. So then secondhand accounts must be based on research, not a person's personal life. Meaning that the author that's telling you the story is not who the story is about. The author could have found information out about the person or the topic that they're talking about. And thus, that's why they're writing it. Some clue words that we look for, pronouns that we look for to help us know that it's second-hand account are he, she, and they. If you see the words he, she, and they, yeah, the person that wrote the story is not in the story, so it has to be second-hand account. Some types of text we think of to help us determine that it's second-hand account are textbooks, biographies, news, or magazine articles. Typically, these things are written by a person about another person's subject or topic. So now we're going to read two texts that are about the Chicago Marathon, a huge race that takes place here in Chicago every October. After I read each text, we're going to determine if it's a first-hand account, meaning the author wrote it about themselves, or if it's a second-hand account, meaning the author wrote it about someone else. And then we're also going to highlight clue words that helped us figure this out. After training for 6 months with Kara, the Chicago Area Runners Association, I felt I was prepared. Last Sunday, October 13th, I joined 45,000 other brave souls to run 26.2 miles for the first time in my life. It was like I lived in an entire life in one day. The emotions, the mental battles, never before have I experienced such extreme demand in every fiber of my body, much less the psychological and emotional gamut of fears, hopes, failures, and successes that I felt in 4 hours and 33 minutes. We're going to ask ourselves, is this firsthand or secondhand? The answer is this is firsthand. How do we know? Well, we see the word I a lot in this passage, and we also see the word my twice. I and my normally means that the person who's telling you this information is who it's about. So this is how we know that this account about the Chicago Marathon is firsthand. All right. First run in 1977. The Bank of America Chicago Marathon has developed global reputation for its fast, record-setting course. Every October, thousands head to Chicago to the race. They come from more than 100 countries. They come from all 50 of the United States. In 2013, Dennis Kimetto won with a time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 45 seconds. He is from Kenya. On the women's side, Rita Jeptu stood above the rest with a time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 57 seconds. She is also from Kenya. This is her second major marathon of the year, also winning the Boston Marathon. Is this account firsthand or secondhand? This account is secondhand. How do we know? Well, we have clue words or pronouns like they, he, she, and her. So if we have any of those pronouns or clue words, we know, yes, the author that wrote this story is not in the story and it's not about them. So it has to be secondhand account.